Hey everybody, Brian from MileSplit here in beautiful sunny San Diego, Balboa Park, Morley Field. Over here to my left is going to be the start line of the 41st annual Foot Locker Nationals. Now, all 40 boys and 40 girls are going to line up on that start line according to their region on Saturday, and they're going to take this course on head on. So we're going to give you a little bit of a course preview. Conditions are super dry. So from that start line, they're going to come up this slight incline and head off that way to my right and down the hill through the first 800. This is where we're going to see some blazing fast times in that first 800. Things can get out very fast, especially with the field of guys and girls we got here. And then on my second in the second loop around, they're going to come right through here. Again, if you can see that gap right there between the start line and the other flagging there, they're going to come right up through here, right down this middle section, over this way, come this way with me, over here, down here, through the finish chute, and you can see down there, and that's where we're going to finish on their second loop. But I'm going to hand it off to Corey. He's going to talk about the 800 meter mark and just how things can kind of play out there.
Okay, so Brian began at the start line. We are now closer to the 400 meter mark, and ultimately, as it swivels around, it's going to be an 800 meter mark, closer back toward the start again. But I want to mention here the terrain changes at Balboa Park. Mostly grass, but as you come back here through the 400 meter section, it goes to rock and then to crushed dirt. So the variance in terrain might alter a little bit how the speed fluctuates, but this is an important stage in the race because one, you set your position, and two, you'll see how fast this race goes out. So 400 meter mark right around here, and as we turn, come back up toward the start, closer towards 800. So this is important. We're going to go now to the Balboa Hills. Now we are at the most critical juncture of Foot Locker Nationals. This is the part of the course that can make you, break you, possibly win you a championship. But you know, as we look up, this is the major hill of Balboa Park, and you encounter it twice during Foot Locker Nationals. Now, it depends on how this race goes out, how fast it goes out, but you will see how races are shaping up on this hill. But most importantly though, it's not just this hill that can make or break you. As we look to the right, the downhill on the ensuing side can also make and break a race. Races have been won, like Reed Brown in 2017 won his race on the downhill after this big surge uphill. So it's how these runners take this section that could potentially determine the rest of Foot Locker Nationals. So stay tuned for that. We're going to go to Brian, who's going to finish it out.
As I mentioned earlier when we were over at the start, they're going to come through this section 2 times in a row. On the second time, they're going to come up that hill, and then they're going to come over here, and instead of taking that right over on this way, they're going to take this left, come on with me, down here into the finish. And this is all downhill from the top of that little crest there where the trail is, all the way down here into the finish, through the stars, and then we're going to crown a champion on Saturday, both boys and girls. Should be an amazing, fantastic, awesome race. Can't wait to see it. Foot Locker National Championships 2019. Stick it on MileSplit for everything you need to know.